If a memory could exist without a past, where would it reside? Would it drift endlessly, searching for a home, or would it find shelter in the spaces between moments, in the hush that lingers before a thought is born? In this city, time pools and eddies, moments from yesterday and tomorrow mingling in a luminous current. The boundaries between then and now dissolve, and every second is both a memory and a promise, swirling together in a dance of light. Here, silence is not absence, but presence, a medium as tangible as water, carrying thoughts and feelings unimpeded. In the hush, every emotion finds its shape, every longing its echo, and every hope its reflection. The city is built on what is left unsaid, its inhabitants moving, with a grace born of deep listening. Each step is a response, each gesture a question, and every pause a conversation in itself. A shared glance across a crystalline plaza can convey a lifetime of stories. In that fleeting connection, entire histories are exchanged, and the weight of unspoken dreams is gently passed from one soul to another. Standing together on a bridge of starlight is a conversation more intimate than any whispered secret. The space between two figures glows with understanding, and the silence is filled with the music of shared existence. The loudest truths here make no sound at all. They are felt in the gentle pressure of a shared moment. In the nearness of hands, in the warmth of a glance, entire worlds are spoken without a single word. This city is a sanctuary for thoughts too fragile for words, emotions too vast for language. Here the unspoken is cherished, and the invisible is given form, protected by the gentle architecture of understanding. Every soul feels heard, not because they shout, but because they simply exist. Presence alone is enough. The city listens with every stone, every shimmer of light, every breath of mist. To walk its streets is to learn that true communication is about being present enough to hear the silence of another. It is to recognize the language of stillness, to honor the stories that live in quiet. The city's structure is a poem written in quietude, its verses unfolding in the slow, deliberate movements of its silent inhabitants. Each building, each path, is a stanza in the ongoing story of what remains unspoken. A city built on the echo of a feeling, where the unspoken is not lost, but amplified, resonating through every luminous street and every silent heart. The city has no name, for names are anchors to a world of sound it has left behind. Its floating structures shift with the collective mood, glowing gold with contentment, silver with shared melancholy. Streets are ribbons of light, their colors reflecting the emotional currents of those who travel them. Time is measured in shades of light and depths of silence, not by clocks or calendars. The environment is an active participant, mirroring the internal world of its inhabitants. Glowing flora wilt with sorrow, flourish with harmony. The air itself shimmers with unexpressed thought. The city is not just a container, but an extension of its people, a living map of feeling. The landscape is a mirror to the soul. Every structure is a monument to a feeling, spires of aspiration, domed halls of grief, libraries of crystalline spheres holding distilled emotion. Here, architecture is not just shelter, but a living testament to the inner world of its inhabitants. Each building is shaped by the collective memory and longing of those who dwell within, their hopes and sorrows etched into every curve and surface. The city itself breathes with the pulse of its people, its skyline a map of their dreams and fears. To hold a memory orb is to inhabit another's joy, peace, or sorrow, dissolving the line between self and other. These orbs are more than mere objects, they are vessels of empathy, allowing one to step into the lived experience of another. In this world, emotions are not hidden away, but shared and celebrated, passed from hand to hand like precious gifts. The act of sharing a memory orb is a ritual of trust, a way to connect across the boundaries of time and identity. Bridges are conduits for connection, appearing as threads of light when two wish to share a thought, or as broad crystals for communal gatherings. These luminous pathways pulse with the energy of shared intention, growing brighter as more people cross them together. They are not just physical structures, but living symbols of unity, weaving the city into a tapestry of relationships and shared purpose. Even empty plazas are intentional, canvases for contemplation and the city's lungs. These open spaces invite reflection, offering a pause in the rhythm of daily life. Here, silence is not emptiness, but possibility, a place where new ideas and connections can take root, and where the city breathes in the quiet presence of its people. In these spaces, one feels both infinitesimal and infinitely connected. Solitude here is filled with the presence of others, a silent hum beneath reality. The architecture amplifies the sense of belonging, reminding each person that they are part of something greater, a network of lives, memories, and emotions that echo through every hall and corridor. The city's design teaches that emptiness is a space to be filled with being. Emotion shapes the very architecture of existence, turning stone and light into living memory. In this city, every space is an invitation to feel, to connect, and to become part of the ever-evolving story written in its walls. To be alone in this city is not to be lonely. Solitude is a shared state, binding individuals even when apart. The glowing paths guide each traveler to the space they need, an alcove for thought, a garden for healing. Sometimes solitary paths merge, and for a moment, travelers share a silent harmony before parting. No greetings or farewells are needed. The merging is a wordless agreement to share the journey. This dance of solitude and connection teaches that true community is built on strong, centered selves. The silence is not a wall, but an open field where all can exist together and apart. In true solitude, one is never alone. At the city's heart lies the orrery of souls, a vast chamber where the collective consciousness becomes visible as drifting lights. Here, the invisible becomes tangible, and the silent language of thought and feeling is painted across the darkness in radiant color. Each light is an individual's emotional state, moving in constellations of feeling, discovery, peace, hope, sorrow, joy. These orbs shift and swirl, sometimes colliding, sometimes dancing apart, reflecting the ever-changing moods of the city's inhabitants. The orrery is a silent symphony, its patterns shifting with the city's emotional life. Every moment, the chamber's lights compose a new melody, a visual music that ebbs and flows with the collective heartbeat. When discord appears, calming lights drift in, healing the disturbance through instinctive empathy. The chamber responds as if alive, sending waves of comfort to soothe unrest, knitting the city's spirit back together. The city regulates its own emotional health, ensuring no one is left in distress for long. Through this living network, support arrives before words are spoken, and isolation is gently dissolved by connection. Every thought, no matter how private, ripples through the whole. Even the faintest flicker of feeling can set off a cascade, touching lives far beyond its origin, reminding all that no one is truly alone. The orrery teaches responsibility, not by law, but by direct perception of interconnectedness. Here, empathy is not a lesson, but a lived experience, woven into the fabric of daily existence. Every soul is a note in a grand composition. Every note matters. The harmony of the city depends on each person's presence, each emotion, each silent wish and hope. The music of being is written in silence, yet it resonates through every heart, binding the city together in a symphony of unspoken thoughts. Here, the past and future are present territories. Memories include what might have been. Nostalgia for futures never lived shapes the inhabitants, teaching them to seek joy and compassion in the present. The city's gardens of what might be bloom with projections of potential futures, trees and flowers that blossom and fade in moments. Walking these gardens, one learns from 1,000 lives never led, gaining wisdom beyond personal experience. There is no regret or anxiety, only a flowing present where all possibilities resonate. The unchosen paths add depth to being, honored alongside the chosen reality. The future is a memory waiting to happen. In a city without words, a gaze is the primary instrument of communication, intentional, powerful, and precise. A look can build bridges or walls, heal or wound, convey contentment, inquiry, compassion, or solitude. To be seen is to be truly perceived, one's inner world laid bare for acknowledgement, not judgment. This radical transparency fosters deep trust and a slow, deliberate pace of life. Interactions are savored. A meeting may be minutes of silent gazing, deepening connection. The city teaches that the most important conversations are not spoken, but seen. To see is to understand, and to be seen is to be affirmed. The silent gaze is the city's most intimate language. Empathy is the air of the city, a constant silent awareness of others' emotions. Sadness and joy ripple outward, shared by all, shaping the city's social fabric. There is no competition or crime. Cooperation and mutual support are instinctive. The environment responds to collective feeling, reflecting the health of the community. Living here means surrendering rigid boundaries, letting feelings flow in and out. Spaces of solitude allow for recalibration, distinguishing self from the collective. Ultimately, the self expands to include the whole, a journey from I to we. To feel another is to become larger. As dusk settles, the city enters its deepest quiet, revealing its ultimate truth. Silence is not an end, but the fertile void from which all meaning arises. The city is a memory of possibility, a dream where understanding needs no words. It reminds us that presence, not speech, is our most powerful tool. This place is the hidden architecture of our own souls, made manifest. As the city drifts through endless night, a final question hums. If all noise fell away, would we finally understand our shared language? What might we hear in the profound, resonant silence that remains?